Good day, our viewers. Good day, Visible Change TV viewers. We're grateful to have you once again. This is Fran Magomani, your presenter every day. You know, I'm bringing you with great content, with new content that with issues that affect your life, issues that answer some questions that you ask yourselves in your life. Today, we're joined by Jeffrey Katuruza. He's in IT, is in information systems, you know, is in internet, is an online guy. When you are interested in online environment or platforms, this is the guy, this is the right guy that will address some of the challenges that they go through. Welcome to our show, Jeffrey. How are you?
I'm all right. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm good. You know, I was struggling to even give you the introduction about you, you know. So please introduce yourself, Jeffrey.
All right. So yeah, I'm Jeffrey Katuruza. I'm still starting up my business. I'm a co-founder of a company called Ruratec. I'm a co-founder and chief finance officer of a company called Ruratec. We started in 2020 with the aim to empower learners in rural areas with digital content and devices. Because as you are aware, most of the learners in rural areas do not have access to devices like laptops, computers. They also do not have access to funds to buy data, to save the internet, to do research. So what we did is we came up with a solution that is called the Study Box Digital Library. What it does is it is a mobile tablet trolley that houses 40 tablets and a teacher's laptop. It has got an offline content server that has got digital content that is approved by the Department of Education. So what we do is we don't sell this product to schools. We are trying to sell it to companies and NPOs and government institutions where they buy from us and then donate to schools as part of their corporate social responsibility initiatives. That's basically what we are doing. So we started in 2020. We are fairly new, and we have partnered with the Plug movement, a small movement of young guys in Joburg who have bought the trolley as of now, and they have donated to a school in Joburg. So that's basically a bit of background about Jeffrey and Ruratec.
Wow, nice. In fact, I think you have mentioned a lot. I'm going to break down some of the things that you just said now. You mentioned that you have partnered with some people in Johannesburg, and to me, Johannesburg is an urban area. So how are you planning to transfer these services to the rural areas? Because I think the challenge is in the rural areas.
So the company that we have partnered with, the company is based in Joburg, but they are not buying for a school in Joburg. Okay. They are buying for a school in a rural area. It's only that we supplied to them, then they chose a school on their own. You see, as part of our services, this is what we do. We agree with a client like the Plug movement to say, we are going to choose a school for you. But in this case now, they chose a school on their own. So it's really, what can I say? I would say it was up to them to decide which school to fund or to sponsor, to donate to. But what I understand is that they are not donating to a school in Joburg. They are going to donate to a school in a rural area.
Oh, wow, yes. Nice. I'm gonna come back again to what you're doing and you like this good initiative. But I want like some clarity on some of the issues. We were being told about the fourth industrial revolution. I don't know whether it's coming. I don't know whether it's coming or we're already living it now. What is your take on that?
The fourth industrial revolution is, I would say, to some parts of the world, it's still coming. And to some parts of the world, it's already there. you would notice that learners and even adults, people who are already working, they are using the Internet of Things. They are using machine learning, robotics, artificial intelligence. This is something that is already in other parts of even South Africa. So it's already there. But some in other parts of the world, in other parts of South Africa, and most importantly in the rural areas, it's not there. So we are trying to bring that now to bridge the digital divide and bring the fourth industrial revolution to rural areas in South Africa. So our starting point is to make sure that learners know how to use a tablet or a computer in the first place, because we can't go to teach a learner how to program a robot when they don't know how to type a Microsoft Word, how to save a document. So our starting point is that mobile tablet trolley, and then moving out of the trolley now to the Internet of Things, to machine learning, to robotics, to artificial intelligence. So we are actually talking to some other people in the United States of America. There's a doctor that we are talking to. He's most likely going to do virtual classrooms of teaching machine learning and Internet of Things to learners in South Africa. It's something that is still in the pipeline. We're working on it.
Wow, good initiative. I know, Visible Change TV viewers, you hear Jeffrey is bringing some new innovatives. We have seen the Department of Education trying to supply tablets in schools, but the program did not really work well, and some of the schools returned back the tablets because they were not in use or they were not being used for what they were intended to. So I hope that Jeffrey Katuruza's initiative is going to work, especially for the peoples in the rural areas. Jeffrey, now I've seen that most learners are shying away to do subjects that deals with science, physics, like comments, and they move to social sciences, humanities. And now, what is the threat in terms of this field of IT? Because I think if learners are not interested in doing like subjects that include physics, maths, that will lead them to IT, probably your field is being threatened. What do you think about it?
Honestly, there is a huge threat there, but this is what we are trying to do. It's more of like it's a competition where we are trying to pull learners from going to commercials, arts, humanities, and everything. It's more of a competition, but this is what we are doing to try and retain learners to be interested in taking up mathematics, science, and IT. We realized that we need to make learning interesting for learners, particularly young learners from the ages of 12 up to grade 12. So this is what we did. Our tablets comes with some games installed. But these are educational games. These are not just games. These are educational games where learners are rewarded after playing. So they can be rewarded an opportunity to play more games to advance to the next stage where their mental faculty is tested. So these are interesting games. We are trying to make sure that learners are interested, because the first thing that we realized is that we need to make sure that learners are interested in what they are doing. We noticed that most learners, they like to play, at home, you have got your children, they like to borrow your cell phone and play mobile games. We put educational games on the tablets so that they encourage participation, they encourage the uptake of IT, because these games, like for instance, we've got a game called Scratch Junior. It teaches learners how to code, how to program. You see, we have got a game called English Buzzwords. We have got a game called Top Maths. These games, they encourage participation. Once that interest is built, a learner would then want to remain going back to the trolley, borrowing a tablet. Once they do that, they are not going to end there. We are going to tell them, do you know that you can learn how to save a document on Google Drive? Do you know that you can use this same tablet to apply for a job? Do you know that you can use this tablet to surf the internet? You see, so I think using that analogy, we are going to retain learners from rushing to do these other courses. They are not bad courses, they are good courses, but you would notice that IT still needs manpower, IT still needs human resources. So we are trying to build that from primary level up until secondary level. So we are believing that the Study Box digital library is going to help us achieve that.
Wow, nice. And then I just want to ask about the technicalities of this. So the tablet comes having installed like all these programs, these games and everything. It comes to the learner being installed, or the learner still need internet connectivity.
Okay, so this is what we did with the trolley. Let me really give you a bit of explanation of how the trolley works.
Please, yeah.
So the trolley has got 40 tablets inside in the teacher's laptop. It comes installed with all the software that I mentioned, the games. It also comes with Microsoft Word, Excel, Access, PowerPoint, so that learners know how to type a document, how to type a CV, how to apply for jobs. It also comes with an offline content server that has got free educational content, where learners don't have to pay for data to research their assignments. They simply log into that server and research for free. On that server again, there are textbooks, e-textbooks in PDF format. So learners do not have to worry about a hard copy of a textbook. The textbooks are loaded on there. So if a learner has got an assignment in maybe physics, there is a textbook for physics. There are video tutorials for physics. And all this, the learner gets them for free without having to pay for data. What they only do, they only visit the library, then ask the librarian for a tablet. When they are done, because the tablet remains at school, the tablet does not go home. Let us say the tablet, the learner did not finish researching or whatever that they were doing. This is what they do. The trolley comes with a 3-in-1 printer. The learner will then print whatever they were doing for further study at home. Then they give the tablet back to the librarian, so that the tablet can be recharged overnight, waiting for another user tomorrow morning. So when the learner will then take a hard copy of the print material, then further study at home. If they feel they still need to borrow the tablet, they can come back again tomorrow. So the trolley itself remains the property of the school. The tablets remains the property of the school. They don't go home, but learners can simply print material from the tablet to straight to the printer. They can send a job and then they print. So
just to interject there, Jeffrey, I wanted to ask, so if I didn't finish the assignment, do I need to borrow the same tablet tomorrow, or I can save it and get it from another tablet?
Either you can save and borrow. So these tablets they have got numbers. Number 1, number 2, number 3. You can take the same tablet if it's not in use, if it's not being used by another student already, you can simply borrow it. But well, it doesn't really matter because each and every tablet, all of the 40 tablets have got the same content, have got access to the same server. So you can borrow any tablet. But let us say you had some work that you had saved on tablet number 13. You can simply go back tomorrow and borrow that tablet number 13. It's still the same.
Okay. Wow, nice. This sounds like a very good program. So Jeffrey, like, is there any threat or perceived or anticipation of cyber bullying? You know, tablets being used for unintended activities.
So this is what we did. We use a firewall and some software to block any undesired sites. So learners are only limited to, number one, we tried to limit access to the actual internet, because we know when there is actual internet, learners can be visiting undesired sites or watching music on YouTube. So we limited access to internet, to the actual internet. We only provide internet on a basis of 2 gigs per month, which I'll explain why 2 gigs per month. But the content that is on the trolley, on the server, is enough for learners to save without even going to the internet. But the software is, if say for example the learner has managed to get to the internet, we put some firewalls to block any undesired material from being accessed. So there is no way a learner can access undesired material. That's number one. Number two, if it happens again that there is a clever learner who has accessed the undesired material, the laptop that controls all the 40 tablets will know that tablet number 4 is accessing undesired material. So there are some mechanisms that we put in place to make sure that, you know, we put some stops to undesired content.
Wow, nice. And then in terms of damages, who takes the responsibility? Is it you or the company that already bought the material, or the school? Like who, I mean, like in terms of maintenance, who's the responsibility?
So what happens is, our number one, our trolley comes with 12 months hassle-free warranty, only provided that the trolley, any component in the trolley did not suffer any physical and mechanical damage. Let us say, for example, a tablet has been dropped by a learner, and the learner cracks the tablet. It's not usable again. We cannot take that tablet to our supplier, because our supplier is going to say this thing has been damaged by someone. It's been physically damaged. It's not our problem. Our suppliers only cover where it's a mechanical fault on their part, not on our part. So it becomes a responsibility of the sponsor. We then say to the sponsor, look, this is what has happened. A tablet has been damaged by a learner. So this means now the tablet now has got 39 tablets. Do you maybe want to replace the sponsor? Can simply say, we can gladly do that, because most of our sponsors, they have got a budget for these things.
Oh, and then there's no risk of theft.
So what we did is we put some mechanisms again, where, let us say, for example, a learner decides to take a tablet. When it's time to pack the tablets back into the trolley, the teacher or the librarian we will count the tablets before every learner who has been using it leaves the library or the classroom. So if a learner decides to take tablet number 4 and put it in their bag, this is what is going to happen. The teacher is going to go to the tablet, to the laptop, and send an alarm to that tablet that is missing. So what is going to happen is immediately the teacher presses send alarm, tablet number 4 will start ringing. That's number 1. Number 2, let us say the learner is a bit clever, they switched off the tablet. This is what is going to do. The teacher is going to request that tablet that is missing to take a picture of the person who's holding the tablet.
Wow.
So the moment the tablet is switched on now, the first thing that it does, it takes a picture because it has got a front camera. It takes a picture of the person who's holding the tablet. It will send that picture to the laptop. It will also send the GPS location, the coordinates of that person who's holding the tablet. So these are some of the security features that we added on there. And also the trolley itself, it is a steel enclosure that is lockable. It has got some steel doors that are locked. So once all the tablets are put in the trolley, the teacher can lock it and take the keys away. So it's really difficult to bypass all these measures that we put in place.
Wow, nice. I thought this sounds like a very good program. Eh? So does it need? I'm in terms of the side of the teacher now. Who's going to train the teacher? Because it looks like you need to have a certain knowledge in operating these. So there's going to be an induction on how to use this. I want to train all the teachers, or there will be specific teacher who will be responsible for that, or are these tablets only intended for certain subject? It's not only, it doesn't apply in history or in geography or any other learner can use it. I want to understand that.
Okay, the content that is there, that is on the server, can be used by a PhD student, can be used by a grade 0 student. So the content that is on that server is suitable for anyone.
Okay.
That's to answer part of your question. And to answer the other part of your question, yes, we provide training. There is an upskill of both the teachers and the learners on how to use the trolley. So we do a role play after the training to see if both the teacher and the learner know how to use the trolley, how to use the tablets. So the day that we deliver the trolley to the school, we invite 5 teachers. Those 5 teachers will then transfer the knowledge to other teachers. We don't train the entire school. We only train 5 teachers, and the training is very simple. It's really not rocket science. It's very simple. We're just showing them what to do, how to delete content, how to add content, because sometimes a teacher will have a specific content for their lesson, so they can also add on their own content. So we just teach learner. We provide training from our side. There's a technician that is designated to do that, assigned to do that. We also teach the learners how to log into the server, how to switch on the tablet and things like that. So yeah, there's training from our part. If we come back to our offices after 1 week, they are struggling again, we go back, or we do a remote session where we provide training again.
Oh, wow, nice. No, I think the sponsors out there, they understand. I think I've asked like enough questions to give a background on what Jeffrey is doing and his people, his team. I think you explained it very comprehensively, how it works and the security features and how it will benefit the learners and teachers and the whole education system. So now I think I'm coming towards the end of our interview, Jeffrey. Now this learner at the home, at the rural area, want to be in the field of IT. What is your, how can you encourage them to pursue this field?
My first word or advice to learners is that, number one, they should study hard. They should study very, very hard. It might be physics. I mean, it might be humanities. It might be accounting. It might be arts. That is fine. They must study hard. But for IT students, I would say IT is the best field to venture into right now, because like you discussed at the beginning of the interview that there is now the fourth industrial revolution coming up. Most of the things are going to be automated, but it's going to need IT engineers, it's going to need IT personnel. You notice that to buy a ticket bus, it's going to be done by a robot. For you to do literally everything, it's going to be automated. So the world needs those automators. So I suggest that learners who are studying, it's wise now to concentrate more on IT subjects and major on IT courses, because this is where the world is going. The world is going to need IT engineers more and more and more.
Wow, nice. On that, I see people when I go to the malls, and almost everything is digitalized now in the malls, everywhere, everything is just automated. And you see people being frustrated, especially people who did not have like education on IT, they don't know anything, how to use computers and everything. So you see that people are being frustrated, like directions are being shown by automated digital systems. So you see that people are really frustrated. They can't really navigate their lives without having a basic knowledge in IT. So I think what Jeffrey is saying is very important, that let's groom our young people to study in the line of IT, to understand information technology. Now we're living, like apparently we are accessing 5G now. How is that? Like, I also want to ask you something about 5G. What is your understanding of 5G and how is it impacting the lives of the people, especially in Africa now?
Well, the way I understand 5G, I'll be honest, I don't really have much knowledge. I have done a bit of research though. 5G is just an improvement of 4G, so that we have got a faster internet. We've got a more clearer GPS or GSM voice call. So basically, we are trying to improve on what we had. We're building on what we had in terms of the fast internet. Basically, that's my knowledge. I don't want to delve deeper because I'll be quoted wrongly. Basically, that's what I understand. That's what I understand about 5G. That we're trying to get a faster internet, even in the remotest areas of South Africa. We get to get a faster internet, and a more clearer GSM voice call.
No, thank you very much, Jeffrey, for your time. Thank you for your knowledge. I think it will help people. It will help the Department of Education. It will help our people, our young people. They will know that something good is coming on their way. So thank you for your time. We are Visible Change TV, and then we're going to put your information for the sponsors who are interested in your program, so that they can find you. And also, we would like to also conduct other interviews in the future, because there are some of the things that you have said. So I'm just conscious that I don't want to make the interview very long. So I'm cutting it now, but I would like to have you again, so I can ask you some of the questions, so that I can clarify some of the issues that we have problems, especially some of us who don't have any knowledge on internet, on information systems and other things. So we really need people like you to come and really show us the way and open our eyes that this is the only platform that we need. Also, when it comes to the issue of social media, you know, when we go to Facebook, we go to Twitter and other social media platforms, we just only post our pictures and just, you know, chat with our family and friends. But I learned earlier today that there's so many things you can do business, you can make a lot of money through these social media systems. So I think in the next interview, I'm going to touch on some of those issues, and then I think you will help us on that. Do you have one last word to say to our viewers?
One last word, before one last word, I would say, yes, I would definitely like to come back because, you know, like I said, we are a startup. By the time we come back, we will have a report or an impact of what we have achieved. We have some milestones. So at least once, if we do another interview at a future date, that would be great for us to showcase what we have done, what's the impact of the solution. You know, we have got statistics, we have figures to show your viewers that these guys are doing something. But my last word to your viewers is that let us bridge the digital divide. Let us encourage ICT skills. Let us come together as a people to say we want to make South Africa great. But the only way we can make South Africa great is to provide learners in rural areas, particularly, with equal opportunities like their urban counterparts. Because in rural areas, there are intelligent learners, but they are being left out because they do not have access, especially to tablets, to devices, to internet. So let us work together. Let us bridge the digital divide together.
Wow, thank you very much, Jeffrey. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.